So we're going to be on our feet to begin with. So we're thinking about that nice straight spine, okay? Knees are soft at the moment and they're wider than hip width, okay? So just roll the shoulders back, pull the shoulder blades down, and we're looking to lengthen through the neck and the spine. I just want you to soften the knees, okay? So we're thinking about this long torso, long core. Take the arms out to the side, and all we're going to look to do is we're just going to curl over to one side, leaning, pressing through, and just holding that position. And then we're going to flow back across to the opposite side. So we're lengthening down, the knees are bent so that we can really focus on that core. So bring it back to the other side and then leaning over. So just feeling that stretch from the hip flexor all the way through the torso, nice and long, and change sides and across to the opposite side. And come back to the middle and float the arms back down again. So again, chest nice and high, chin lifted, roll and place those shoulders down. Take the feet a little bit wider and turn the toes out. We're going to sink down into our goddess position. So open out the knees, but my torso very straight. Somebody is pulling on my spine. So I'm working my inner thigh. My hands are just placed lightly on the thighs. And from here, I'm going to press back up, squeeze my butt cheeks together. I will let this final person in. Okay, so again, we're in that goddess position, toes are out. We're keeping our spine upright, so you're not leaning forwards or backwards. You're sinking down through the middle, opening out. So open out the knees, press them back, and you're looking to sink low. Now, some of you will be a high, some of you will sink very low, just holding here and then pressing back up again through the heels. And again, take a nice deep breath in, sink nice and low, and then back up again. One more. Sink down, and we're just going to hold it here. And I want you to reach the hands up. I want you to be as straight and as long as possible. Press those knees out, working on that core, and then float the hands down. So we're going to take the hands through the middle again, press them out. Through, keep the chest lifted, into that goddess position. Pull the core in nice and tight, and then press the hands up. We're going to do 2 more of those. Obviously, there's a problem with the Wi-Fi, a few people keep dropping off. Toes out, so press up, chin lifted. Really work on keeping that upper body, and press final time. Arms through. So we're working the shoulders at the same time, working on that torso, pressing out, and then coming up. Okay, this time we're going to sink down, and we're going to lift our heel up. Just stretching through the ankle. And again, my chest is still lifted, lower back down. Let's change sides. And then press back up again. So we're going to do 3 more of those. Lower down. So we're going up, up, press up, okay? So Pilates is a little bit more about movement. Press, press, push. 1 more. Lower down, press, press, and push up. Okay, this time we're going to lift both our heels. So lower down, heel lifted to here, press all the way up. Give me 3 more of these. Lower, lift the heels, engage the core, press up. 2 more. Sink nice and low, core tight, lift the heels, press up. 1 more. Down, heels, press. Excellent job. Okay, so from here, sink nice and low again, and we're just going to stretch through from side to side. Side, side, give me 2 more. 2, and 1, and press up. Excellent job. Okay, come to the middle of your mat, and we're just going to slowly lower down. So dropping down, hands down, knees forward into my hero position. So I'm sitting back on my ankles, okay? Just turning to you. Again, going back to that torso position, reaching the hand up nice and high, and then just leaning across to the side. What we're trying to do is lengthen through that torso, pulling up through the spine. And press down. Reach up first, over to the side. And press down. 2 more. Lift high through the rib cage, lean across. And press back. Last time. Lift and press across. And come back. Okay, let's just work on these shoulders. Take the hands out so palms are facing at shoulder height. And we're going to slide our shoulder blades. I call them the wings, shoulder blades. And all we're going to look to do is imagine someone's pulling your middle finger. You're sliding them forward, pulling them back. Slide and back. So we're just working on that shoulder mobility. Slide, keeping the elbows at shoulder height, backwards and forwards. So we're stretching out through, open, and back. 2 more. Small slide. These aren't big, gigantic movements. They're just small, little movements. Okay, bring the hands down. Okay, from here, take the hands back up to shoulder height. And then we're just going to take them up and over the head. So again, just keeping and thinking about that mobility. Palms are facing each other. We're going to turn the palms out and we're going to press down and lift the chest up nice and proud. So if I turn to the side, my hands, I'm keeping my back nice and upright. Hands go to shoulder height. We're then lifting up. So we're pressing up nice and tall. My core is engaged. I turn my hands out and I press down. Lift forwards to shoulder height, up above the head, turn out, press down. 2 more. Lift, go up again, turn my hands out, press down. So my chest is nice and proud. Last time. Shoulder height, be as long as you can. Core nice and tight, turn and press. Okay, hold it there. Okay, from here, just going to lean forward. We're going to take our hands behind us and we're just going to roll all the way forward into a child's pose, but this is a tucked child's pose. Just take your forehead down and take the hands behind you. Now from here, I want you to lift the hands up and take them as far up. You're not linking the hands together. Your palms are facing backwards and we're just opening out the chest and the shoulders. Forehead's on the floor. And again, working on that shoulder mobility. Bring those hands down, keep the head on the floor. This time you're going to link the hands together. So just grip them in a comfortable position for you, but palms are facing upwards, okay? And from here, just holding the hands together, giving yourself a little bit more resistance, and just opening up and through. Just hold that position. We're not trying to rush anything. We're trying to focus on each muscle area, okay? Bring those hands down slowly, and then slowly come up to seated. Fantastic. Okay, just bring the legs round, and we're just going to cross them in front, just into our kind of lotus position. So again, depending on where you want, this is my knee that doesn't go down very well, and I'm finding my seat bones, okay? So I'm sitting up nice and tall through my torso. So here, we're going to do our tree hug. Round out the back, pull the core in, head drops slightly, and we're just squeezing out those shoulder blades, opening everything out this morning. So my neck is loose. And then just pull your hands back in again, okay? So again, we're gonna round out the back, beach ball, tree, just allow the head to hang slightly, but my core is engaged nice and tight, and I'm really focusing on stretching out those shoulders, okay? And coming down. Okay, bring my heels together and my feet. We're just gonna open out our inner thigh before we go and just do some kneeling, okay? So just looking to keep nice and upright. My elbows are soft, I'm on my seat bones, and I'm just pressing down and opening out my inner thigh, my hip area. And if you can, take a nice deep breath in, and then press the knees down a little bit more. Just think by the end of lockdown, you might be able to get those knees on the floor. I keep wishing. Okay, from here, take those knees back around and behind. I'm going to turn to the side. So we're going to be up on our knees. Now, if anyone has any serious knee issues, you might want to put a cushion underneath the knee, okay? If anyone has any issues with the kneecap, this might not be one to do, okay? So I'm hip width apart, and I'm going to work on my core, but I'm also going to work on shoulders as well as my quads. So we're just going to go into what I call the set position. So engage my scapula, so my chest is lifted and my chin is up, and I'm going to go back to my bite position. So I'm leaning and I'm keeping my chest up. My core is engaged, so that's where I'm being supported, and I'm also being supported in my quads. Now, some of you will go a long way back, some of you will just go back to the first point, depends how flexible. So my chin is up, and I'm holding this position. My spine is tucked under, and then I lift back up again, okay? So this time I'm going to lean back, and we're going to take the arms back as well. So I'm opening up my chest and my shoulders, and then I'm coming back in. So it's almost a floating move. So I'm going backwards, press, and come up. We're going to do 2 more. Back, open out the chest, engage the core, and lift back up again. Again, you go as far as you feel comfortable. Press back, and come up. Now, we're going to increase this slightly and work on the torso area, the rib cage. Hands and palms are down, okay? We're going to lean back until you feel the bite. So go as far back as you feel comfortable, and I want you to hold this position. And from here, we're going to take the arm out and we're going to follow as far around as we possibly can. So working that shoulder, bring it back to the middle. Make sure you're still leaning back. Open out to the other side. Go as far as you can. Come back to the middle. And then come up. Now, you should feel a little bit in that front thigh area, but also your core should be working. We're going to do 4 of those. I'm going to try and do it in a flow, okay? So check your position. Chest is lifted. Girls, stick your boobs out, okay? Hands shoulder height. Let's lean back into our bite. Core's tight. Open up, extending all the way through, coming back to the middle. And again, make sure we're leaning back, engaging, keeping everything tight. So this is different. This is our Pilates moves. So working on core, strength, and flexibility. And from here, press up. Hopefully you would have felt that there. We're going to do it one more time, okay? So set yourself up, palms facing down. Lean back a little bit further if you can. Open out. And then come back. Keep my neck nice and long. My core's engaged. 2, 3, and 4. And come back up again. Sit back so you can just give that legs, and then open out so we're into that V position. We're going to drop down into a child's pose. So walk the hands forward, pushing my hips back, and I'm looking to get my forehead onto the floor. And I'm just stretching out my legs, but also that upper back. Just hold this position. Again, you know I love this position. Okay, just slide up slightly, and we're going to add a thread the needle with this position. So take palm to ceiling, and we're going to slide it through, and we're going to press down. So keeping the head up, and we're just going to add a stretch for the shoulder, but also for that inner thigh area, okay? So for one hand really stretched out, the other one underneath, and you're using your weight to press on it. So again, we're looking to work the shoulders today. So slide this hand through, palm to ceiling, and we're really working on a hip opener as well. So go as low as you can. Your neck is nice and loose and your weight's evenly placed through, stretching out those shoulders, nice deep. And coming back up again. So I want you just to put the knees together and come up into a 4-point position, okay? So my shoulders are over my wrist and my hips are over my knees. And again, into that cat-cow. So we're going to pull the spine, open it up, drop the shoulders. And then come all the way through, arch out that back. And again, pull all the way up. And all the way through. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into a single leg push back, okay? So you're going to hold this position here. So my knee is underneath my hip, and this leg is out as straight as I can, and my foot, I'm kind of resting on my toes, and my weight's nice and even, okay? And all we're going to look to do here is we're going to stretch out the leg. So you're just going to rock back, and you're going to stretch out the calf. So you're going to look to try and press down through the heel. And then you're just going to come forward again. So we're going to press back. So this is working the Achilles, working the calf, but also as well is keeping that core nice and engaged, okay? So these are all stretches, different ways of doing things. Press back. And last time. Really look to try and plant that heel down. Okay, we're going to lift that leg up. So just try and keep it in line with the body. Okay, the foot's nice and loose. It's not pointed, but it's not flat. So I'm just going to hold that position up here. And then lower it back down again. So make sure my core is engaged, but also my hips engaged. So I'm using my butt, and I'm squeezing my leg up and holding that position. Hold the position here. We're going to take it out to the side, all the way around, and we're going to plant the foot down. So you're in a position that we've done before. So we're going to rock back, and then we're going to come forward again. Rock back on the hip, and come forward. We're going to do 2 more. 1. And 2. Okay, so keeping this hand on the ground, we're going to just change our position. We're going to turn and we're going to open, and we're just going to lean up. So we're bringing the shoulder in and the hip, okay? It's quite an odd position, but we're stretching and pressing and opening out. And then lowering back down again. Then we're going to come up. And from here, we're just going to look to slide the foot, and we're going to walk it out as far as we feel comfortable. Hands are in the middle, and we're just going to look to press out as wide as you can. Your hands are in the middle for support, and this time you're sinking through the middle. So you're really looking to stretch that inner thigh. Just looking to hold there. So you'll feel kind of a tightness, and then lift the hip up and bring the leg back in. And let's change sides. So back into the kneeling position, we're going to take the other foot back. So from here, trying to keep nice and even. My core is engaged. I'm going to press my heel back and then come forward. Press the heel back and come forwards. We're going to do 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay, from here, we're going to lift that leg up. So again, my foot's not pointed or it's flexed, looking to hold that position. So my core is engaged, but I'm engaging my butt to lift the leg. Lower it back down again. So again, pull the core nice and tight, pull up through the heel, and then lift it up. Looking to hold position. So the stronger we are through the core, it will help us in our yoga as well. Okay, final time, lifting back up, engage the core, engage the butt, lift up, and then travel that leg around the side. I've got to watch the wall, and take it to the side. One more after this. Okay, so we're keeping the hand that's nearest to the bent knee, and then we're rotating and turning, and we're looking to stretch up and over. Just looking to hold the position. And bring that hand back down again. So from here, I'm going to have to just walk this way slightly. So I'm going to hit the wall otherwise. So I'm going to look to then press through. So I'm sitting a bit more upright and I'm working on stretching that inner thigh. I'm just going to hold the position here. So this is my slightly tighter side, so I can't go as deep as before. And lift the hips up, slide it back in, and then let's come back into that kneeling position, okay? Just rolling the shoulders around backwards, and then rolling them forwards, okay? Sitting back, and we're going to go into our upright position, okay? So what we're going to look to do is we're going to find our seat bones, so find those bones in your bum where you can fix yourself down, okay? My feet are flat on the ground, and I'm pulled up through my spine, okay? So what we're going to look to do is we're going to do a roll back and hold the position so the core's engaged. So my palms are facing inwards at shoulder height, and I'm going to go back on my seat bones until I can feel my bite. Core's engaged, and I can feel my bite about here. Just looking to hold this position. Make sure we're breathing. And then with my core engaged, I'm going to pull myself back all the way up into my seat bones, okay? And bring the arms back down. So we're going to look to do that 4 times through. So we're not trying to use the shoulders. It's all about the core and pulling yourself up. So make sure you're on those seat bones. Hands are at shoulder height. And we're going to slowly go back. So leaning all the way back, keep my chest lifted, keep my chin up, and I'm going to my bite position. Hold that position here. Now, for those of you who are feeling a bit more advanced, you can bring the hands up into that lift position. So nice and strong, stretching up. Bring the hands back down to shoulder height, and we're going to lower again. So into that bite position, chest is lifted, squeezing my core, and then opening out my chest, working my shoulders, lifting up nice and high through the spine. 2 more. Bring the hands down, lower, engage core, big squeeze, hold it there. My neck is loose and I'm pressing up through my hips, through my core. Last time. Lower, hold that position, and then squeeze up. And bring the hands down. Okay, just relax here, relax the shoulders off. We're going to do 4 movements where we work on using the torso. I'm just going to go forward because I've got long arms and I end up keep hitting the wall. So in my seat position, I'm on my bony part of my bum. That's where my seat bit is. Hands, palms are facing inwards. Okay, I'm going to go down to my bike position. So my core's engaged, I can feel it here. It's doing all the work for me, okay? Then I'm going to open out and come in. Similar to what we did before, back in. Working through the spine, working through that core. Okay, keep it going. We're going to do 4 more. Okay, keep that core engaged. 2 more. And if you can, pull up nice and high. And bring the hands back down again, okay? So I'm going to turn to face you on this one. We're going to do it 1 more time, okay? So sit up nice and tall, make sure that core. We're going to do 8 in total. So I want you to try and keep the chest open. So we're working on that core strength, okay? So go down to that bike position. So I'm going back quite far, but my feet are flat on the ground. Chin. Open. Bring it back round. So I'm not trying to sit up in the middle. I'm keeping my core engaged and I'm opening the door. Lift. Keep that chest open. Core is engaged. Okay, 4 more. I can feel it now. 4. 3. 2. 1. And then pull up. Nice and tall. Excellent job. Okay. Right. Coming back round. We're going to go all the way down onto the ground. So nice big stretch out. So neutral spine. So we're not trying to push the back fully into the floor, but we are trying to find neutral spine. Okay. So we're going to take the hands over our heads and we're going to do our roll up. Okay. So remember, this is about the core. So my hands come over my head in line with my shoulders. I engage my core and I pull myself all the way up so that I am in line with my toes. Then from here, my hands stay shoulder height. I engage the core, go all the way back without letting myself flop to the floor. Take my hands over my head, big stretch, and we go again. So we're going to do, in total, guys, we're going to do 4 of these, okay? But I really want you to think about control, and everything is about here, okay? Neck and chest are open, but it's about the core. So, hands over my head. Be as long as we can. Neutral spine. And let's lift up. So take the hands up, in line with the shoulder. Engage my core. All the way up. Slow and control. I'm reaching out over my toes. I'm then engaging my core. I'm going backwards, keeping my chest lifted. Don't allow yourself to flop over my head. We've done 1. Lifting, tucking that chin, and coming all the way back up again. And then slowly, nice and controlled, all the way back down. Open out over the spine. Give me 2 more. The guys I can see, really nice and controlled. Well done, okay? Lift, lower, keep that core engaged. Over the top, last 1. So remember, nothing here is super fast. It's about going through the full range and being as long and as strong as we can. Over the top, excellent. Okay, bring both the knees in. Just drop that back off, okay? So from here, we're going to do our single leg. So we're going to take one leg out, so it's hovering above the ground. I'm going to engage, so I'm lifting my chin and my chest up and my core. And we're going to work on stretching the hip flexor, but also the core. So we're going to do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring both the knees in. and lower back down again. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. So my knee is in, I'm going to tuck in so my core is engaged, and I'm going to extend my leg. Hovering above the ground, but my core is engaged. Give me 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both my knees in and relax back. And we're going to rock up to sitting. Okay. Going to bring the knees behind. I'm just going to check on time. Right, got a little bit more time, just a touch more. So we're going to work a little bit on quads. We're going to come all the way back up to standing, okay? So 2 things. We're going to do a squat movement with the core, and then we're also going to do a single leg kneel. So it's a new one that I'm adding in today, okay? So my feet, both my toes are going forward. My hands are just in a kind of clasp position. I'm going to sit down, I'm leaning forward on this one, and I'm going to bring both my heels off the ground. I'm just going to hold that position there. So we're looking to engage the core, but I'm sitting nice and low, but my heels are off the ground. Then I'm going to press up, and then I'm going to lower my heels, okay? So normally in our wider squats, we sink through the middle. This time, my core's engaged, but I've got a slight lean forward, okay? So we're going to do 4 of these, nice and slowly, so that we work the quads and we work the lower leg. So hands are in a loose grip. Let's go into our squat position. Press down through the heel, but then we're going to lift the heel off the ground. So we're working on our ankle strength here, as well as our flexibility, holding that position there. And then we're going to lift up and then lower the heel. 3 more of these. Lower it down, so sit nice and low. Lift the heels up, so we're working on that leg strength, on that ankle strength, on that flexibility. Hold that position there. Stand up nice and tall, keep the heels lifted. Lower down, 2 more. Down. Lift that heel up. Hold it there. Really work on your balance so you won't be wobbling. And then press all the way up and lower down. 1 more time, okay? So core's engaged. Sit nice and low. Lift up those heels. Press up nice and tall. And down. Okay. I'm going to turn to the side. We're going to do a split squat move, but we're going to start from a particular position. So let's go down into a kneeling lunge position. My hips are nice and square. Tuck that toe underneath. Then what we're going to look to do is we're going to do a reverse lift on this. So what we're going to do from here, my hands are gripped. We're going to lift the knee up and we're going to hold that position there. And then we lower it back down again. So it's a slightly different move. Normally we come all the way down. We don't come from upwards. What we're trying to do is work this muscle and also this muscle and work the core. So keep the shoulders open. We're going to look to do 4 on each side. So I'm going to come and face front to you. So my toes are pressed under and I'm looking just to lift slightly off the ground, not particularly far. Ready, lift up. So I'm holding that position, chest is open, and all my weight is pushing upwards. Okay, so I'm solid through, trying not to wobble, and then we lower back down again. So we're going to do 3 more of these, so press up and hold. So my weight's going through, engaging my glutes, my core, and down. 2 more. Press up. So my shoulders are back, chest lifted, and down. Last one. I can feel it now in my supporting leg. Press up. And down, hold it there. Okay, change sides for me. So change and through. So hips are nice and square. My toe is tucked under. My hands are in a loose clasp position. And we're going to press, oh, see, this is my weaker side. So we're going to press up from here, lifting that knee off, keeping my chest lifted, holding the position. Really squeeze everything in and down. So if you notice, some of you will be stronger, but everything for me is starting to tire a little bit, so I've really got to think about my core. 3 more of these. Ready? Press up. Hold. And lower that down again. Okay, 2 more for me. Lift. And down. Last one. Coming up. And down. Excellent there. Bring it down and we're going to sit back into that child's pose. Knees are together. Let's go all the way through into upward facing dog. Just pressing the hips through. Tuck the toes under into downward facing dog. So lift those hips up nice and high. Tuck down, drop the knees, sit back into child's pose. All the way through into upward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, press the hips up into downward facing dog. Okay, coming to a 4-point kneeling position. We're going to finish off with the shoulders, then I promise you we'll be done. So just working on the shoulder blades again. I'm going to send out a video later today because I made one the other day. And this is called protract and retract. So what we're looking to do is the head drops down. And what you're looking to do is round the shoulders and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Open the shoulder blades and then squeeze them together. Open. It's almost like a half cat. So we squeeze and we open. So open out and then we squeeze the shoulder blades together. So we're just looking to move that scapula. And hold it there. Another one is called rock side to side. So we take one hand out and then the other one bends and we just stretch the shoulder. Then we come up to the middle and we rock out to the other side. So we're just looking to open and then mobilize that shoulder. So it's a different way of doing thread the needle. So again, looking at that shoulder mobility, stretching all the way through, up and down. Last one. And one more this side. And the final one is turn your palms inwards and upwards. So you're resting on your wrists. Make sure that your weight is evenly placed. And what you're looking to do is you're going to do a push-up, but using your wrists so that you can open out your elbows and your shoulders. So you're going to go down, bring the head all the way down, and then press back up again. And this really focuses on working the scapula and pressing out the shoulders. So opening them out, making them nice and mobile, pressing them back in again, okay? Opening out the shoulder and pressing back in again. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Excellent. Okay, let's sit back. Final ones on the shoulder. Crisscross into our eagle, hands together, and then lift up those elbows. Favorite one, if you're sat typing over a desk, perfect. You can sit on your chair and do this one. And relax, change sides, untangle, and press back up again. Okay, nice deep breath in. Big stretch up to the ceiling. Hands to heart. And we are done for this morning, guys. Well done. I will send you the note out, the invite out for later, and hopefully I'll see you for the test set tonight, okay?